What I need from you is my 30,000.
30,000.
Money from me.
Give me my check.
I can't believe what you
Oh,
did. Oh, what I need from you is my
come
30,000.
on, come
For my
on, come on.
money from me.
You can send that check straight to me.
I can't believe you would do this to me. Oh.
Mm.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, in distress.
Well, you are giving me very mother of Tasha and Tamika.
Yeah, I'm very stressed. I'm very stressed.
What your daughters do?
They just not getting along, and I don't understand why.
Why? What's wrong? Why is your daughters not getting along?
Because I favor one more than the other.
Not you.
I claim I don't.
Not you.
I do.
You're a good Christian woman.
It is.
And a pillar of the church community.
Anyway, y'all, welcome to our review. Welcome to the SWV and Xscape, the Queens of R&B. I got Adrian up here with me. We're gonna review this, and then we're gonna hop up off this thing. I want to thank everybody last night who came through for Potomac. I did Potomac very last minute, but I came through for Potomac. I thank everybody that showed up, and today we are doing SWV. So before we even jump into the show, before we go down the notes and the list and all that kind of stuff, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend who knows a friend who knows a friend, come on over. Don't forget to check out all the other videos I have posted and check out our joint show called Weekend Sessions, where all we do is get up there and run our mouth and read people down.
And shout out to my university today, Arizona State. You, yes.
What did you think? What did you think about like the overall? Before we get, like I said, before we get into like full details and stuff like that, what did you think about the overall like show and everything?
It's like any typical making a band type of show. The biggest goal is like we need to do a concert, kind of like R&B divas. We got to get together, guys, so we can make a big concert. So I think that was the whole notion. So it was like the build up to get to the concert, if there's going to be a concert. Come on, baby, come on. It's just as simple as 1, 2, 3.
I see the problem. Do you see the problem?
Oh, I definitely see the problem. The problem started literally 7 minutes in. Not even 7, a couple minutes in. It wasn't even 5 minutes. We didn't even go to the first commercial break about Liberty Mutual before we got to this.
I'm trying to give you her mother's hair. That's what I'm trying to give y'all today.
You almost got it. There you go.
She's jealous. She's jealous of you. All right, y'all. Let's get into the notes and you commentate. I'll go over the notes. You go over your notes and bring what you got to the table. Let's get into this thing.
Okay.
I can go to the post office and cash my check.
The 30,000.
Okay. All right. So the show opens up with a montage of the ladies and their history, about how like the bands got together, how they broke up, all that kind of stuff. How both groups kind of got back together. Well, not around the same time, but how SWV got back together, and then how Xscape got back together because somebody was trying to steal their biopic and things like that. On top of that, Xscape did their like comeback performance at the BET Awards. We happened to go to the concert that year for New Year's and seen Xscape, Tamar, Monica. Great show.
Excellent.
We get down to the studio and Candy and Tiny are listening to some old music they had did back in the day when they were
a writing duo.
Yeah, when they were writing duo, when they were no longer in the group. And on top of that, and then Tamika walks in and so that she's talking about their friendship and things like that. The producers doing what producers do most. They asked Tamika about the incident back in the day, in case anybody does not know about it. Xscape, one of the main reasons Xscape broke up is because LaTocha was trying to get a solo deal, which you'll see that play out throughout the show. They just couldn't get along as a group. So Tamika went on air and said Kandi was sleeping with Jermaine Dupri and Jermaine Dupri daddy. We don't know if it was true. We don't know if it was a lie. Kandi said it was a lie. Tamika don't talk about it no more. And I kind of agree with Tamika, like, let's move on. We passed this. We don't need to bring this back up again. Kandi, however, was like, well, they said that I slept with so-and-so. I was like, here we go.
Well, Kandi will feed back into anything. Even I was with Tamika on this one. Like, I apologize. I made my peace with it. I don't want to talk about it or relive that whole moment because it's not where we're at right now. And will, we call it tune-in behaviors where it just comes out of nowhere and you're just like, yeah, well, they did say.
Well, think about it. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 7 years since they gotten back together.
Yeah. I had plenty of time to talk about it.
So then we get into why Tasha has not showed up to the studio with them. And pretty much they were at the festival in Las Vegas. I think it was Lovers and Friends. They were all performing, and Kandi and Tamika was locked out of their hotel room for about an hour or so. In the midst of that, LaTocha decided she was not going to wait for her sister or Kandi to make sure they were okay, and she went on about her business and went on home. They were laughing about it and stuff like that, and Tamika and Tiny was like, "You body shamed her." She said, "I thought the shit was funny. I thought it was funny."
Shit that we would do back in the day.
And she was like, "How did I body shame her?" She was like, "Well, you said if you had an ass to kiss." And she said that was pretty much a figure of speech because LaTocha had said, everybody who, Tamika had sent a message saying, everybody who left out can kiss my ass. Tasha came back and said, be careful what you say and pay attention to the words you use and you can kiss my ass. And then Tamika went on and said, if you had an ass to kiss.
I don't think she was body shaming her. No, I just think it was just like I didn't look at the metaphor that way. I was just like, if you had an ass to kiss, like kind of like if you was that mother, like if you was that bitch, you know what I mean? That, yeah.
And they sisters.
They sisters. I mean, sisters read each other all the time. I read you all the time. You my sister. But no, they're sisters. Siblings talk about each other the worst.
Right.
The siblings will give it to you harder than anybody on the street.
But I'm gonna save my thought for later on when I really go in on Tasha ass, because I'm going to go. That's just giving y'all heads up. We gonna go in on Tasha and Rocky. We already giving y'all forewarning. So if y'all a Tasha and Rocky fan, you might as well go ahead and click off this video.
But send this to Tasha.
But we're gonna light her ass up later on in this video.
She get lit.
It was funny because Kandi was like, I'm gonna stay out of this one because I've been to say something and I've been to say something. Y'all been mad at me. Hey, friend. Yes, come on over. Child, you know what I do on Potomac. I get on Potomac, child. I don't let up off them necks. But we over here doing SWV and Xscape, and we got our opinions about that. So,
like Kandi said, let me stop for y'all both start getting along, and then y'all ain't gonna like me after that.
Right.
So I mean, just gonna stop.
Right.
But what made me laugh was Tiny's Kiki in the background. That's me.
Because it didn't seem, again, we're not in the group, but it didn't seem that deep.
It wasn't that deep.
That's how I know it's bigger. Of course, we're going to find out. It's like a 6 or 8-part series. Of course, we're going to find out what happens. But it was just like, when you first watch the show, you're like, girl, this is what y'all arguing about. This why you're not showing up on the stage?
This is?
She said, go in on Kandi. I'm going to go in on Kandi on Housewives, because Kandi ain't bothered me yet. Even though Todd and that Beijing beard.
Yeah, he holding on to it. I tell people, just let your silver platinum highlights go. It's okay.
Todd beard was about as black as this goddamn microphone.
Listen.
This part.
I said, that baby, I'm going to leave that alone, but every time I see that baby on her chest, she looking more and more like Gladys Knight. But y'all y'all didn't know that baby don't look like Gladys Knight. Come on now. Y'all keep playing with me. I just baby look like Gladys Knight. And Gladys Knight is a nice looking woman. So baby look like Gladys, like be Gladys the grandbaby. Maybe little baby Gladys.
Neither one of us.
Neither one of us
wants to be the first to say.
She look like Gladys Knight.
Over on the other side of town, SWV is rehearsing. They tour. We learned that SWV goes on do about 100 shows a year. Their manager brings up about a 30th anniversary with SWV and Xscape because they both came out around this, like a year after each other. And a versus battle, I personally believe. So this is how I felt about the versus battle. Xscape won the battle because of their energy. SWV got the better songs. But if you watch the battle, Coco, I couldn't be in the group with Coco.
Well, allegedly, they say that Coco witnessed a murder before the Verzuz, and she was so traumatized that she just couldn't go through the whole entire show from her hotel room. She watched a woman.
No news stations, nothing.
No news stations. I looked in the whole area. There was nothing on the news. She said that a woman was shot and murdered in front of a hotel. I'm trying to think in my head. I said, "What y'all sleeping at the Eco Lounge?" I mean, with the red roof in, like, where was y'all at? that one hotel in Atlanta that one year with the graveyard behind.
We keep that to ourselves. Some things we gotta keep to ourselves.
Oh,
some things we was in such a rush to go to a spot. We just. Honey, that's one of the hotels that Martin Luther King used to stay at back in the day.
Well, he let a march in that darn hotel.
Coco's a whole diva, and she is tired of singing the whole "My Lungs Hurt" for her.
Listen,
the ladies are down for it. Over at Tasha house, she hanging out with her boys, the son and the husband Rocky. I think Rocky Jr. or whatever. They've been together for 27 years. They were introduced by Candy. Tasha said she broke up with her boyfriend to be with Rocky. Rocky went over to the boyfriend and said something, and she gonna be with me and whatever.
Will be my woman. And the man allegedly just let you just have her and walked away.
She said it's very difficult to perform with a family member, aka her sister, who they're not getting along. Over at one of Tiny's houses, child. She with her kids and pretty much talk about what she does when she's not on the road. Over at Tamika house, we learned about her and her husband and how they met and how they got together. He does security. She kept making it seem like she was like protective. I was like, girl, he do security. It's okay, girl. He the bodyguard.
Your bodyguard.
It is what it is. She kept giving the bigger title than what it was. I was like, girl, you don't need a big ass title.
Oh, life treats you kind. And I hope you have all you dreamed of. And I wish you joy on Tyler Perry's set. But
for protecting New Edition, I wish you
take your time. And then with the music break, they go, if it is a love, why do I feel this way? Why does trade stay on my mind? I'm just saying.
Both groups meet up. I actually have pictures. Both groups meet up. So I want to talk about what everybody has on real quick.
Well, let's get into it.
I like what SWV got on. They like, child, we just come here for lunch. We come here casual. Lily give me shit, eat a coochie any day.
Lily gonna give you a pair of felines and an SAV shirt with some Daisy Dukes. Lily
give me, she'll eat your coochie any day you ask her.
Lily will, but Lily, I will hang out with Lily on a daily.
Oh, I will too. Coco was like, why am I here?
Coco's look, I'm off today. I normally work at the hospital on third shift, but I'm here. Taj is giving me
Taj is giving me, my husband works, I stay at home, I'm gonna come hang out with y'all and eat. LaTocha gives me, she just cashed her check, so she went out and bought her a bag.
Mm-hmm.
Tamika gives me, I found anything in my closet and just threw it on. Tiny give me, I'm rich. And Candy give me, I'm wealthy.
Yes.
So Tasha give me, I'm struggling. I need to make a point.
And I put this, what I did was I cut this suitcase up and I just strapped it around me and just went out. Because I'm going to give you, because Tamika has given me something I would definitely see in City Trends female section. Very rainbowish, very City Trendish. Candy's giving me like, I got coins, but you don't need to know all that.
Mm-hmm.
Tiny's just definitely giving me bitch here. I'm rich. I'm just girl. What's up? But I will say that I like Tamika's car.
That bag is she the only one. She the only one with that big ass bag at the damn restaurant.
Child, ain't nothing in it.
Ain't nothing in it but a cell phone and some concealer.
Cell phone and her mixtape she want to sell outside.
Yeah, and a makeup and some Fenty makeup.
Just one.
Both groups meet up to talk about the tour, to talk about, like potentially. First of all, everybody walks in, right? But Tasha spoke to SWV. Well, she spoke to Taj, because I think Taj was there first, and she only spoke to Tiny. She did not, I think, and she spoke to Candy, but she only gave Tiny like a hug, and she didn't say, she barely said anything to her sister when her sister came in. So they all get there, they're talking, and they're talking about, like, they're throwing out ideas they putting ideas on the table. They're talking about, Tamika was like, I think it would be great if no, Candy was like, it'd be great, to have one dancer, one dance group, one band, have like a rotating stage or something like that. And she was making sense, because it's like it would take too much time to switch out band members and to switch out dancers and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. You have to do an intermission in between each set. So I think if you could just like switch, like the band could do something and it could easily go into like, they can do like just kicking it and they can make it like smooth over into like so into or something like that. So she was talking about that, and then Tamika was like, I think we should need to have like a full-fledged production. Taj and Candy on the stage, Tamika come out, Tiny come out, blah blah. Coco, you come up from under the stage, and they was like, "You really been thinking about this?" And she was like, "Yeah."
Take your time.
Well, Debbie Downer.
I'm over her.
I want to know if y'all can figure out who Debbie Downer is. Ty says, "What's wrong?" And she says, she says, "I'm not excited." She said they have a lot of internal issues and they have to deal with it. Ty says, "I understand the issue, but think about the bigger picture. You are still together. You don't have to talk. You don't have to, pretty much talk. Just get out there and do your thing." She was like, and LaTocha was like, "But it's about communication." And Coco was like, "We don't communicate. We just get on the stage and do our thing." Which I don't think you should do that, but so then Taj was like, it says we can go on the stage and this and that. So then LaTocha was like, "But what if I don't want to go on tour?" So I'm like, okay, here we go.
Here she go again.
So,
I can't wait to light in her ass.
I don't like Fifi. I don't like LaTocha no more.
I'm over her.
It's her vibe is just. So, Lily brought up a very good point. She said, women have this pretty much this cattiness towards each other. We can forgive our husband, we can forgive our boyfriend, but we can't forgive our sister. We can't forgive our group, maybe and things like this. Why can't we just pretty much be grown-ups and make it work and grow up?
And I think that, I don't know if it was Taj or Lily said, listen. No, it was Taj. No, it was Lily.
It was Lily.
Coco or Taj, one of you, like they said, in our 20s, yeah, we're gonna give you that. But right now, we are women in our 50s, and we're not going. I think with Taj, we're in our 50s. We don't got time to be fighting and arguing and disagreeing. We're in our 50s now.
Well, you also have to think about it. SWV had a different problem. Their problem was Coco, and nobody was sisters. See, back in the day, Xscape were like Candy said, and I'll get into that in a second. But Candy was like Tamika was so used to pleasing um LaTocha. See, in SWV, Coco was doing all the work. So if you really think about it, I don't think it was until what their second album or whatever, we really didn't. It was almost like Destiny's Child or the Supremes. You like, well, damn, can the other girls sing?
But,
Because
I mean, with Destiny's Child, you got just Beyonce and Kelly, but
that's the thing though, is like when you have like groups like this where there's one lead singer, you think to yourself, can the other girls sing or are they just props? Like look at the Pussycat Dolls. He's like
we all know that the lead singer can't sing like that, but the other one could.
but we didn't know until she like had to force herself out there. So I think the problem with SWV was Coco was doing everything. Yeah, Coco had a great voice and everything like that. They made great songs, but it was also one of the things like let Taj lead a song, let Lily lead some songs. Why is Coco always in the front?
Well, in the defense of Coco, I'm going to say this. During an interview, Coco said that I did not want to do all the songs. I wanted Lily and Taj to do it, but the producers insisted for me to do that. She said, and that's why the second album, she really had to put her foot down. Like, I'm not going to do it unless they're doing it. And she said, but at the beginning, she said they were kind of scared. They really didn't want to do it. You know, they did it, but they didn't want to do it. So I think that Coco was like, listen, they can do it. And I think that's why she said she felt a lot better when Taj and Lily start picking up lead roles and singing that. Because if you listen to SWV, Coco and Lily harmonize perfectly. Like you couldn't tell who was who when they blend in with each other. But that was some of the things that they had to face with, you know. And then you got to think about the industry, you know what I mean? Like if your voice is the sound of the group, I'm most likely going to look at you to sing more songs. If I'm coming in as a producer to produce a song, I'm like, okay, I get all three y'all can sing, but I need you to sing this song. Y'all can do the backgrounds. And they try to justify background was important and all that other stuff, but they knew what the funk was, and that's what it was.
But no, I get all that. I get all that. I just think that SWV they created the Coco problem.
They did.
LaTocha seemed like she always had an issue from day one, just based off of like interviews and things like that. And then when Rocky got into the picture, he became a problem because Rocky was a problem when she was on R&B Divas.
But nobody won't say nothing about that.
And that was back in like the 2000s or whatever. So it's like, but Coco they created that Coco problem. And then the thing with Coco, her thing was like, well, I am Coco. I don't need y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my own solo thing. But because the way you did it, God had another plan for you because you did it wrong. You went about it grimy and you left your group hanging and then you had to crawl back to your group. So I think they kind of put up with Coco, but I also think they kind of like, girl, like at the end of the day, like let's be honest. At the end of the day, Candy, Taj, and Tiny can retire.
And do absolutely nothing.
But yeah, so that I think Coco was a problem, but this episode, child, was really just about Xscape. At one point I was like, girl, what happened to SWV? Does SWV need to be on the show? Because I'm like, child, Xscape can carry the show by them damn selves.
Sure can.
So over at Candy's house, she's with the kids and she's making
baby Gladys.
She's making pieces with the kids, and pretty much she was just like, Tamika so used to being LaTocha's yes person and just following her and stuff like that. I guess because they were sisters and the bond was stronger, blah blah blah. So okay. Now bear with me, y'all, because this is a lot. So over at Miss Gloria house, who happens to be Taj and Tamika's mother.
Give me the Gloria hairstyle.
So over at who happens to be Tasha, Tamika's mother, Tamika says Tasha is definitely her mother's favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I was like, girl, you just talking. That's what all siblings say. Oh, she's their favorite, blah, blah, blah. But throughout this episode, I said, oh, sis wasn't lying. So
but there was no lies detected with Tamika at all.
So they've been, since they've been kids. So Tamika comes and she starts explaining her story about what happened. And as she's talking, she gets up, she's being extra or whatever, but she's talking and she's like, Beyonce, LaTocha walks off and this and that, blah, blah, blah. In the midst of her talking, her mother does this. She's jealous. She's jealous. And I was like,
why would you say that? And then her daughter's sitting right there.
Well, what is there to be jealous of?
What is there to be jealous of? Because Tamika can hold her notes down even if she's not there.
Well, it's not even about the singing though. It's just about what is they both in the same position. So what is there to be jealous of?
These are your children.
Yeah, and it's like when she was like jealous, I'm like, it ain't like LaTocha is this huge star and left her sister. Perfect example. Even though you should not say this to your children. Perfect example. The Braxtons. Think about when Toni was younger and she and her sisters made that album and it didn't do anything, but Toni continued to go on with her career. If Evelyn would have said, "Oh, she's just jealous of Toni," I would have said it was wrong, but I could have understood why she said it because Toni Braxton was that girl. LaTocha Scott was
right now.
So it was like, what are you jealous of? I thought it was wrong and I thought it was disrespectful. So the mother says, you could feel, you feel some kind of way. She said, I would not have. So Tamika said, I basically would not have left my sister without knowing if she was good or not.
Mm-hmm. As any sibling should.
And LaTocha kind of skipped over and she was like, something, 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 but you body shamed me. And I was like,
right. Avoiding the truth.
Because the thing is, your sister is telling you, hey, you left me hanging. You didn't make sure that you can feel how you want to feel about Candy. But you didn't even make sure that I was okay to get back into my dressing room because you knew we were locked out of our room for a whole hour. You didn't even bother to say, I'm gonna sit around and wait, or hey, y'all can use my room or something like that. You walked off and then you try to say, well, you body shame me. So then she goes into, well, in the industry, in the confessional, she goes, I've always been known as the big girl. One day I was singing my face off somewhere, and the woman came back and said, oh, that big girl could sing. And she was like, is anybody going to tell her my name was LaTocha?
How long are you gonna hold? I get it. It's a traumatic thing for some people, and they live with that because of weight issues, whatever. But you lost all that weight. You don't look bad at all. But it's like your attitude is so ugly.
And to be honest with you, LaTocha, you really wasn't that big of a girl back in the 90s.
You wasn't that big of a girl in the 90s either. I'm like, girl, yeah.
Kelly Price was big.
Y'all first album, y'all all wore baggy clothes and this and that. That second album, you had a really nice shaped figure. So, like, what were you, like, I don't think she was big in my mind. I've seen big.
Kelly Price was big.
Kelly Price is a big girl. The other girl who did music for CNC Music Factory and all that, she was a big girl.
Big. Kelly Price was big. Huge.
Kim Burrell.
Huge.
Big.
I don't know which one was bigger, her or Kelly. They had to sit Kelly ass in the back of that goddamn car with that coat on, had that mascara running in her face so they could ignore it.
Big.
And I like Kelly. Well, I like Kelly Price music. But LaTocha, I do think that so here's the thing, LaTocha. You lost the weight, but clearly you haven't lost the mindset. So clearly you might need to go seek
counseling
for that. So she said that in a confessional, and she'll do something about it. Oh, so Tamika says, you're my sister, or something like that. Why would I do that? And LaTocha was like, yeah, I can't help it. Or, I can't help that we family. And then the mother was getting ready to get on Tamika about something. And Tamika was like, hold on. Did you not just hear what she said? You always getting on me, but did you not just hear what she said? And
Here's
she was like, what did she say? She was like, she can't help that we family. And the mother basically skipped over it. And she was like, it's always, and Tamika was like, it's always 2 against 1. The mother says, I stand up for you plenty of times. And Tamika was like, when? And she says, not against Tasha. And Tasha says, when have I ever done you wrong? So Tamika says, when you stole my money. The mother didn't say anything. So she was sitting on mute, cricket. So Tamika said, you and Rocky stole my money. Again, the mother didn't say anything. She got quiet. And she said, you're not defending me. You sitting there quiet just like you quiet right now. So we learned that several years ago, Tiny was talking to Tamika about a royalty check that they were getting. And Tamika said she never received her royalty check, so she had her friend or somebody go and do some deep diving and to figure out what was going on, and kind of find out that the checks were actually being sent to her sister's. The checks was being sent to her sister, and they were cashing it in Rocky's bank account. And the check was over $30,000, or the check or the checks were equaled up to about $30,000. And she said my best friend was the one she gave all her evidence to. And she gave her all the evidence to, and she said her friend was going to lock her up. So in the confessional, the producers asked LaTocha, has Rocky ever stole money? And she said, no. Why would he do that? And she said, so he never cashed the checks or something like that. And she was like, no, Rocky wouldn't do something like that, something along those lines. Mm-hmm. And Tasha said, we never stole money from you. And Tamika said, you lying, and I can have you arrested and all this kind of stuff. And then the mother was like, turn the cameras off. And they were both like, turn the cameras off.
Because it came about her.
Get out my house and all this kind of stuff. And then that was a to be continued.
Because it was about her favorite child.
If this is true, right? Because we don't know the truth behind it. If this is true, I think that is the most fucked up thing you could do to your sister. Mm-hmm. You took her money. Y'all was in a group together. And again, y'all broke up. Tasha lied. I would have started windmilling on Tasha and the mama. But but good boy, you can't do that. That's your mama. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. If y'all was in a group together, y'all was in Xscape together. Y'all were in Xscape together. LaTocha, you thought you were the Beyonce, the Diana Ross, the whoever of the group, and you thought that you were going to go out and have a solo career. Like Candy said, you set up the third album to pretty much go off and do your first solo album. You in the studio recording, and yet they shelve you because you're not that girl. You're not as bad as you think you are. You can hold a note, you can sing this and that. I mean, when you think about it, right? You was in a group with Candy and Tiny. It wasn't like Candy was no goddamn vocal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like Candy got one of them. Every man wants a woman.
Everybody cheats. I like Candy.
I like Candy too, but I mean, like, come on now.
But you got to think about. Let's keep it real funky. Candy's voice was how you recognize Xscape.
But I understand that. But I'm saying, like, for Tasha to, I understood why Tasha thought she was the best singer in the group.
But the thing is, her sister sounds just as good.
But Tasha thought
we sing that.
Tasha thought she was that girl.
But her sister can sing just as good. We sing that.
What happened was Rocky faggot ass got in a relationship with you.
Oh, honey, Rocky. But a heterosexual bottom.
I don't get why these women keep letting these men in their relationships and handling business.
Well, that's like Monique.
Monique husband, Miss Sydney, Kelly Clarkson husband, who done took half of her damn money.
All her coins.
Rocky. You know, Rocky was a mess when he was on R&B Divas. He was messy.
Rocky Rochelle Bottoms.
Rocky was a mess in R&B Divas.
Rocky Rochelle Bottoms.
Kendu.
Miss Kendu.
Kendu had the nerve to want Mary to pay for his grandparents.
Child.
For his
audacity was on world tour with Miss Kendu. Child. Kendu
said, I want you to take care of some kids I ain't never had with you, and I want you to take care of my parents. Bitch, Mary was running out of goddamn money.
Child, honey, that's what she said rent was due.
Mary can't take it. That's why Mary had to get her ass up there and ask what was in that chicken wrap. So Rocky gets up here and Rocky sicing Tasha up. You that girl, Tasha, you this, you that. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. Fuck them bitches. They don't need you. Fuck Candy.
You the better singer. Who the best?
You the best singer in the group. Fuck them. Go out there and do your own thing.
You see what happened to David Ruckus?
You see what happened to LaTocha Scott? Her ass came crawling back over to Candy, and because of Candy, you're the reason you was able to have 2 Bravo shows, because your reality show that you tried to have didn't work, and then on R&B Divas, nobody was checking for you.
No, you were definitely underdog on that one.
Oh, the nerve of your job, child. Give me the number to your manager. Never birthed a child. Never. Could you imagine if Mary was had a child with Kendu?
Can you imagine hearing the news in the courtroom that you got to support the bitch that your man is with because he fell in love with her, and you got to support them, and then his mother?
Well, that happened to Sherry Shepherd. Sherry Shepherd had a husband, and they end up having a baby, not together but a surrogate, and she had to pay child support on the surrogate, and she ain't never seen that child in her life. Maybe these men something else.
Child. I don't know if Ken. I don't know if
Mary was still on drugs because it ain't no goddamn way.
Her lawyers was weak as hell. Unless he had a way that he was doing shit behind the scenes, ain't no way in hell.
He was doing shit behind the scenes.
But they said, Look,
hold on. Look at this, Mary.
They said that was Mary's piece at the beginning.
Look at this.
Allegedly, they said that was Mary's piece, and
look at that stomach. Look at this outfit he got on. He got from Walmart.
Kendu just looked like his upper lip smile. Child, that stomach, child, girl.
And you want Mary to pay for them kids?
And the only kid that she liked out of all of them was his I think his oldest daughter.
She was a damn mess with her drugged up ass.
But from what they said on her end, she said she loved Mary. But I said, Mary, child, chemistry was crazy from the get-go.
Ain't no way.
My thing is, I still want to know, is she still paying, or did the payment stop?
No, his whack ass, he probably still paying.
Oh, punk ass Kendu.
So what was I saying about LaTocha? Oh, you go ahead about LaTocha, because I ain't finished wearing her ass out just yet.
And this is what got me. My thing is, first of all, LaTocha, boo boo. We didn't. I don't know where you think this gospel solo. Everybody think they can get it in easy because they do gospel. Like people just flock to it because you do gospel. Babe, let me tell you something, honey. You got some of them saints out there to get into that spirit. They read that spirit. They see that spirit ain't right. Bitch, you'll never have a stellar award, bitch. You'll never walk across it, bitch. Ain't nobody checking for you. Because, honey, what you show right now is very ugly, especially the community that you want to get in, the most judgmental community that you're trying to tap yourself into. And you think that you're going to just get a song, a gospel song with an R&B beat and think that somebody can be like, oh my God, that's her. But
you got enough of that with Mary.
Well, you see what happened with Mary. Well, you see what happened with her.
This the community you want to get into?
Well, that's the community she's going to become. Well, that's the community she is. I can't even say become. That's who she is.
You are just like this nasty. This is one of the ugly. One of the nastiest Christian saved women in the world.
She was saved.
Her and her diabetes needs Burrell. This who you want to be like? Because this what you're acting like. Look at her.
And she'll eventually start looking like her.
Look at her. Can't find the right bra. Look at her. Girl.
Her heels holding on to God's unchanging hand.
Child. Not today ankles. Them ankles is holding on. But LaTocha, you stole that girl money. And that was fucked up. That was your sister. Y'all was in the same group. And LaTocha had the nerve to say, girl, you ain't got no money to steal. And girl, neither the fuck do you.
Neither the fuck do you.
Ain't nobody checking. LaTocha, nobody's going to buy an R&B album. Nobody's going to buy an album from you.
Anybody on this panel or anybody, they're not sitting there saying, girl, I need to hurry and download this Tasha Scott song.
Nobody has ever said, you know what? I think LaTocha Scott need a solo album. Just like we ain't need.
Hello?
Hey,
what's going on?
You know what I was thinking about the other day?
What was you thinking about?
I was listening to Xscape and I said, child, LaTocha need her own album. Hello? 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 I'm just call back.
Hello?
Hey, I don't know if you heard me what I said. I said LaTocha need her own album. I'm gonna just send you a text message. Hey, LaTocha needs her own album. What do you think about that?
Burn in hell, bitch.
I mean, but your mother knows she messed up, and the problem is your mother knew about it because get the cameras out of here. They couldn't wait to do that. I can't stand when people get on reality TV and the first thing, get the cameras out, get the cameras out of my face.
Like, child, you watch too much Iana, get your life, child. Get those cameras out of there. I said that goes to show that the mother knew. That goes to show the mother knew, and she did the fuck she did, and she probably spent her $30,000 on her damn son's college education. You owe your sister. If I was to me, I'll give fuck sister or no sister. I'm taking your ass to court. I want my coins. And the fact that Tamika is so confident, like, girl, I still got proof. Girl, you don't want that. I would shut the fuck up.
But she's not going to shut up because again, LaTocha think Xscape can do it. She thinks without her there is no escape, and they're proving her wrong. But she thinks without her there is no escape. So the thing is, you up here, you really don't want to do the show. You don't really want to do the tour, but because you're getting a check from Bravo and probably a nice check from Bravo, you like, let me go ahead and do this show. But I really don't want to get up here with y'all and do nothing with y'all. That's why we ain't seen you on those shows yet. That's why you barely doing any interviews. And then on top of that, you got the nerve to be mad at your sister when in reality you should be mad at Rocky ass because last time I checked, somebody came out and said they had an affair with Rocky.
And there's a baby on the way.
And it's a baby on the way.
We'll talk about that later on as the show unfolds.
They ain't gonna talk about it though. They ain't not gonna talk about it, so we gonna talk about it.
Because your sister said, boom.
So LaTocha, you down there in your starter home.
Mm-hmm.
Just like your sister in the starter home. Mm-hmm. Your sister was over there down on the YouTube child trying to sell some seasonings. You was over there trying to sell that cookbook, child, that dry ass cookbook don't nobody want.
Right. Cookbook.
And got the nerve to keep saying, oh, well, Rocky keep me busy. Girl, Rocky ain't got you busy.
Rocky busy. Rocky busy sticking his penis in other holes besides yours. And y'all in Atlanta, so we don't know which holes he's sticking it in. But nobody wants Rocky but you. Rocky Bottom. Mm-hmm. Rock Bottom. Oh, get it? Rock Bottom. That's what he is, a rock and a bottom.
So tell us how you really feel about Rocky.
A bottom. Child, just looking nervous all the time. He's just the rock, but he's the bottom.
Remember this?
Mm-hmm.
And then this.
He's just the rock, but he's a bottom. Oh.
So I mean, this is gonna be an interesting show. I do think they're gonna end up getting getting a tour together. But this definitely gonna be an interesting show. I don't understand LaTosha's dislike for Candy. I don't.
Jealousy.
But I think the dislike started when they first got into the group.
It's jealousy.
You think she's been jealous of Candy since then?
Because I think that she didn't like. I think that because remember what Tamika said. Me and Candy was real cool when I introduced her. But so I'm thinking like their established friendship, they were probably really, really tight. She's seeing that, probably got a little bit jealous about that, and then seeing that Candy was always a writer and things like that. So yeah, I could see a little jealousy. And yeah, think about it. The first time you heard Xscape, who was the first voice you heard?
Every man wants a woman.
I mean, besides like,
every man wants every man wants a woman for them to hang and go chill.
Nah, man, go chill, bitch.
Two of them alone, kick back, doing their own thing. And every man wants a woman. Something in the big.
Always keep them in the mood.
And I'm that kind of girl. And this is what I tell my dude. I tell him to.
You got the shoes to relax your feet. Oh, baby. Yeah.
And who a better singer, Candy or T-Boz? Or Pam?
Oh.
And you have to pick one.
Okay. Pam from Total, T-Boz from TLC, and Candy. I'm going to say Candy.
Why?
Just because there's different tones in her tone. I can say that T-Boz and Pam sung one way all the time. Except for T-Boz did surprise us when she was singing I Miss You, because at first I thought it was Chili the whole time, but it was T-Boz. So, I mean...
Really? That was T-Boz?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I thought it was Chili.
That was Pam from Total. Don't sleep on Pam from Total. Can't you say what you did to me?
No matter how friends, I try to think about ways to even be high and still get next to you. Oh, you're my best kept secret. If that's the way I like it, you're my pride and joy, but that's why I'm dreaming of you. I want to kiss you. Yeah, yeah. How's that, Puffy? Okay. And that's how they did the song in the studio. I was there. I'm
gonna have to say Candy only because Candy can hold them long notes.
That's what I'm gonna say. If I was this person, I'll say T-Boz, and then I'm in the category.
But T-Boz my girl though.
Who's my favorite out of all of them? It's T-Boz.
It's T-Boz. Well, I mean, TLC was much better than Xscape.
Absolutely.
Much better than Xscape.
Way better.
Way better than Xscape.
We all know that.
You know that. I wonder if they got along back in the day. Because I could see T-Boz punching LaTocha in her mouth.
I think T-Boz would have got along with Candy and Tiny like they did. And everybody else has just been everybody else.
I can also see T-Boz punching Coco in the mouth too.
Yeah, I don't see T-Boz being a fan of Coco. But the up and coming shows, it definitely does display Coco's daughter. I mean her son, showing his emotional breakdowns. It looks like Taj has some breakdowns too. And Lily says she's still gonna drop it like it's hot as a grandmother. So
Taj didn't have no breakdown. Eddie want to know when you bringing your ass on home. I got all this. I got the money. Let's see how much Eddie. What's his name? Eddie.
Eddie, not Eddie Long. Just Eddie.
I think it's Eddie George. It's Eddie George. That's a good looking man. That's a good looking man.
So his son looked just like him.
That's a good looking man. That's a good looking man.
Would you sleep? Would you sleep with him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He only 49. He got about $23 million in net worth, if this is true.
You can live off $23 million.
You damn sure can.
For the rest of your life.
I mean, we saw how Taj was dressed, child. She wasn't out here. I mean, child, Taj wasn't out here killing it. She said, honey, get into this face. That's all you need to get into.
Listen, with Taj, that's all you need to do is get into the face. And that's all you need.
And I hate that they did not display her beauty more often in the 90s.
Because I tell people when I met Taj at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in LA, when I tell you she had no makeup on and she was drop dead gorgeous, I was like, yeah, Taj is gorgeous.
Well, we knew she was gorgeous when you go back and look at the rain video.
I knew she was gorgeous when she came out with Use Your Heart. Now when she came, just a second, I look at my watch's dial, and you love me, pampered me just like a child. As we lay, I close my eyes and I smile. When I first heard that, I was like, oh, they got a dude here singing with them.
But hold on. But why Tamika? That's Tamika. I know Taj, your girl. But Tamika was like, because when we heard Taj, we was like, Taj, what? And I was like, girl, you know, you did not do all that when you heard Taj. You was like, oh.
Got the time. She said, then I've got the time. Baby, won't you use your heart? I said, yes. Come on. Come through, Taj.
What else did Taj do on?
It's All About You.
What else did she do?
Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yesterday, change trades mine. Now I see trade as one of a kind. She had, I like Taj.
What else did Taj sing on? Anything that we would know?
That was a single that they released. Maybe you didn't listen to it because you were young, but me and Fifi,
we did any like super pop, because it wasn't super pop, like any super popular songs.
It was a popular song for them.
Super popular.
It's All About You was a popular song for them.
Super.
It was
super popular. I like Taj. I'm just asking a question.
It was.
What about Lily? What has Lily sung on? Because I don't remember Lily's voice.
Lily. Their album, Lily was out singing, but the first one you didn't really hear Lily that much. The second album, New Beginning, Lily had an entire song all to herself that was produced by Sean Puffy Combs, called "Don't Waste Your Time." That beat was everything. But yeah, but that was all I remember.
Xscape, they had all of them sung, because Tiny did. They all sung. They had that horrible ass. I couldn't stand that goddamn "Open Up Your Heart," whatever.
Arms of the One Who Loves You, written by Diane Warren.
I don't give a damn.
It was different. It was definitely different for them. I don't think that was the direction I would have went.
I couldn't stand.
I know you're hungry. That's not like I Feed the Hunger campaign. I know you want a week. Come to the shelter that will feed the hungry.
And she's so proud of that song. I'm like, girl, that song we don't even care about that song. What was that other song I couldn't stand by them?
I got love on my mind.
That was my song. You know that was my song.
I know.
But we both agreed on what was that other song that they had? I can't think of it.
Which album?
I think the third album. It was a slow song.
Because they only released that song, My Little Secrets, and Softest Place on Earth. But
I couldn't stand Softest Place on Earth.
I love Softest Place on Earth.
I couldn't stand that.
I love that. So no more dreaming, my body. That was my jam.
And then I couldn't stand SWV third album.
Release Intention, because rushed. You gotta think about it. They ran out the success of Can We, so they had to rush that album.
I get it, but that's what happens when you rush.
I agree with Coco when she said I didn't want to do that third album. That was a disaster because it was rushed, and we don't do. Coco said it best. She said we don't do features, and they don't.
Yeah, bro. But I mean, you didn't have just any kind of feature, girl. You had
this. But they didn't really have features. SWV, I mean, remixes they had features, but regular stuff they didn't really do features.
I want to play a game with you before we get up off of here. But let me fix it, because this is going to be a good one for you.
I got trade on my mind.
This is going to be a good one I got for you right here. I'm going to make you work, child.
Take me away.
To ecstasy, I want to know.
It feels to be loved.
They was dancing down in that video.
Well, we taught them the steps.
They was dancing down in that video. I was like, yes. Even that little 3-little part when it was just them was cute.
Okay, so if Xscape dropped the album with just
I'm sorry,
Tiny, Tamika, and Candy, you think it'll be good?
No, but here's the thing, though. We don't want new Xscape music. We don't want new Xscape music, and we don't want new SWV music.
We agreed.
We don't want new music from them.
But I will say SWV's last 2 albums that came out, like 2012 and 2015, I did like them.
Can we be honest? Can we be honest with each other?
What?
Can we be honest with the people on YouTube?
What?
How big of fans of TLC are we?
Huge. Beyond huge.
Okay. When have we ever talked bad about a TLC album?
Never until that last one came out.
Okay, that's it. That's all we got for y'all. So if we are the diehard TLC fans that we are, when we can't figure out which album is the best album,
because that GoFundMe album, that last GoFundMe album, was not it.
Can we be honest?
Yes, we always can.
How big of fans are we of Lil' Kim?
Huge Lil' Kim fans.
What's your favorite Lil' Kim album?
My favorite Lil' Kim album will always be Notorious K.I.M.
What do you think about Lil' Kim last album?
Trash.
And that's why we said we don't want new music from people, because we was like, ooh, TLC got an album coming out, Lil' Kim got an album coming out. There has been points when we was like, oh, Monica got an album out. There has been points when we was like, Brandy got an album out, Mary got an album out, and we was like,
trash. This is trash.
All right, let's play a game. We're back at it. Okay. So we're gonna go down the same way that we went down with who had the best first 3 albums. But I feel like they
the first breakout album.
Because I feel like they missing some Usher albums.
They are. No, we don't want to talk about the other 2 before those ones.
Okay, because I'm about to say, y'all missing some Usher albums.
Was it my one that was
all right? First category, we got Alicia Keys songs in A minor. We got Usher 8703, 4564, and we got Beyonce's Dangerously and Crazy in Love. Alicia Keys' first album had Fallen. It had
How Come You Don't Call Me and
How Come You Don't Call Me. And had Girlfriend, and what was the other one? Woman's Worth.
Yeah, Great Grandma's Purse.
If you're a real fan of that album, Butterflies
was everything.
Butterflies was sickening. And what was the other
You could
song?
have released that and just left us alone.
What was the other song? Butterflies and
Trey, give me butterfly.
I forgot the other song I liked on that album. So we got Alicia Keys, 8701. We got You Don't Have to Call, You Got It Bad.
What was that song about Babyface Road? Was it Tell Me?
I don't know.
I think it's track 8.
But what else was on 8701? You Don't Have to Call.
Song. It was like a song with a Mexican beat.
Yeah, I don't know. And then we had Beyonce's Dangerously in Love, child. We had Crazy in Love, Dangerously in Love, Me, Myself, and I, Baby Boy, Nasty Girl. What was it? Naughty Girl.
And not Naughty Girl, bitch.
What was it?
Baby Boy.
I'll be a naughty girl.
Yeah.
I might have to go with Beyonce.
I have to go with Beyonce.
I have to go with Beyonce with that because bitch.
I would say Beyonce had to me the best breakout for that one.
Every fucking song except
for that
hip hop.
That Love and Hip Hop, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta song, and the other song I didn't like, the Virgo thing. I didn't care for that.
You didn't like Virgo?
No.
Oh, Signs. You didn't like Signs?
No, I love Signs. I didn't like that song towards the end. Something about her dance.
I know what you talk about.
Yeah.
Remember she tried to put Brown Eyes on this album? I said, girl. All right, so we got Beyonce. Okay, now.
Woo,
okay, I'm gonna skip the second category. I'm gonna go to the third category because I don't got no favorites in this one. We got Alicia Keys, As I Am, Usher, Here I Stand, and Sasha Fierce. Sasha Fierce had Single Ladies, Diva, Halo, If I Was a Boy. I hated Halo and I hated If I Was a Boy. Usher, Here I Stand. I don't remember.
He had Moving Mountains. He had Love in His Club. He had. That's all I remember.
I like Moving Mountains.
I like Moving Mountains. And I like Love in His Club too. That was my song. Alicia
Keys, As I Am.
How they never You Never Gonna See Me Again, bitch. That was my motherfucking song.
Oh, that song was on there? Okay.
He's gonna love me.
Hey.
It was the first time like you never see me. I said, let me tell you something.
Wasn't Teenage Love on this album?
I think so.
Okay, I got Alicia Keys then.
I'm gonna go with Alicia Keys for the third one.
Fifi, you said Sasha Fierce. Okay.
I
hated Telephone. I hated everything about this album. I hated it. This one I stopped being a fan.
Yeah, she lost me on this album, and then the person who loved this album, I want to punch her big ass head. Never mind.
Little ass teeth.
Ass. Oh, never mind.
Okay.
And let's get in the middle category because it's gonna be a difficult one.
Okay.
Woo, bitch.
We got Alicia Keys, The Diary Of. She had Diary. She had
You Don't Know My Name.
Don't Know My Name. She had oh my goodness, she had some. Let me do the proper thing because I need to respect this album because this wasn't an album to play with. Okay, The Diary of Alicia Keys. She had that If I Ain't Got You, Diary. Those are her 2 singles, but and You Don't Know My Name. Those are her 3 singles. So If I Ain't Got You, Diary, and You Don't Know My Name.
She took the whole winter and spring by storm. Do you understand me? Let me tell you something. If you didn't get in your car and click your boots like Method Man did to get in your car to get that snow off your boots, bitch, like you did in that video, bitch, you wasn't listening to Alicia Keys.
And then my song was So Simple, and my song was Heartburn and Carmen. Okay. I gotta make sure I do this. I'm gonna do this stuff properly. I don't want to disrespect this category. So let me go up to Usher.
Category.
Huh?
Please don't disrespect this lovely category right here.
Okay, so we're gonna go over to hold on, y'all. That was my fault. So we're going over here to Usher. And in Confessions, my God, today. Okay, Confessions. You had you had Burn, you had Confessions, you had My Boo. You had Do It To Me. You had Can You Handle It?
Oh,
You had Caught Up. You had Throwback with Jada Kiss.
The Throwback was my Trey gonna want me back.
That's the last words he said.
Trey gonna need me.
You had Bad Girl. Okay. Let me go on down to Beyonce. Oh my God, today. I don't know who put this category together.
The evilness.
So you had B-Day. She released the whole damn album, to be honest with you.
Pretty much. The whole album was released.
You had Upgrade You. You had I need to get this
Irreplaceable. Right. She had Beautiful Liar. She had Green Light.
Irreplaceable, Upgrade You, Freakum Dress, Get Me Body. Listen, Sugar Mama, Ring Alarm, Green Light, Deja Vu. Remember when she performed Deja Vu on the BET Awards?
Killed it.
I'm gonna have to. Oh my God!
As much as I won't say, I'm gonna go with B-Day on this one.
I'm gonna have to go with B-Day on this one. As much as I fucking love Confessions,
I know, and I do, but I'm gonna go with B-Day. So Beyonce won 2 categories out of this one. Alicia won the last category. Usher, listen, I will never ever discredit Confessions, because that album in that time was everything to the music culture, and we appreciated that album for the culture. The album was everything. You lost me after that, but the album was everything.
All three of them lost us after that.
Pretty much, because
but that motherfucking B-Day, that's when I was a diehard Beyonce fan.
That goddamn B-Day album.
I'm not even gonna sit here and cap and sit here and lie. That motherfucking B-Day
from Big. Listen, even the song that they took off the album, that was still my song too. Was it?
I don't know what happened to Just Blaze. What song they took off the album?
Kissing You.
Oh, I forgot why they took that off the album.
Because she didn't have the rights for it. But that song was everything. So y'all original people who got the CD, y'all know what's on there. I love trade. When we make love, I can feel your spirit inside. I said, all right. But I hated fucking Listen. I don't give a fuck. Nobody said to this day, I hate that song with a passion of Christ.
So let me tell you a story. So me and my old group of friends, we went to go see Dreamgirls. And you know, when What's Name came on, everybody was going crazy.
Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah, Scream Hudson. When she came on, everybody was going crazy. Rightfully so. Everything died down. You know how the movie play out. All of a sudden, here come fucking Listen. And I was like, it's okay. She sung her ass off, but I was like, girl, I hate this fucking song. I hate Listen. I actually hate Listen, and I hate Listen, and I was not that big of a fan of Irreplaceable.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't. There's a song on each Beyonce album. I'm like, girl, I don't know why you put this on here. Every Beyonce album, there's a song. I'm like, girl, what the fuck was this about?
Her albums, not like Beyonce, girl. Just no.
4 was trash.
4 was absolutely trash. There was only one song I liked on there, and it was "I Miss You," and that was it. She could have just started from that and worked around that, because that was trash.
But
and everybody said it's her best. I said that was her worst.
So okay, so let's do this. So let's do our own. First 3 TLC albums, first 3 SWV albums, and first 3 Xscape albums.
Okay.
I got TLC at the end of the day. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You said first 3 Xscape, TLC, and
SWV.
I'm gonna go with TLC. Yeah, I'm gonna go with TLC. Did not disappoint me with either album. Nope. Because when that fan mail dropped, bitch, She said, if you want to know why I just got my tubes tied, I got a song for you. If you really want to know why was acting like a hoe, doing what Trey want me to do. Ooh, ooh. I was there for it. I was there for it.
Yeah, I got TLC too.
Yeah, I got TLC.
Because I don't give a fuck what Xscape or SWV come out with. Ain't nothing topping Crazy Sexy Cool.
No. I don't wanna be a silly hoe waiting on your call like it. Listen, they ain't even released that, and that was a hit.
They didn't even release that,
and it was a hit.
I was so mad they did not do a video for
Good at Bad.
Good at Being Bad. I was so pissed off. When I tell you Good at Being Bad had a chokehold on me.
But listen, listen. And they knew they should have released that because they played it all that summer.
When I tell you it had a chokehold on me.
But that was supposed to be the next single, though.
It had a chokehold on me the same way Brandy's
Do you know what you got here?
Do you know what you
Do you know what? That's how we know that's how we know. I was like, Brandy.
So mad they didn't really,
Brandy could have had the whole summer had she dropped. Do you know what you've got? That's one thing I say. Brandy, she's very passive aggressive. I need her to like put her balls on her. Remember that she's Brandy.
But anyway, y'all. So we hope that we hope y'all watch the rest of the season. We're gonna watch it because I'm curious to see how this gonna play out.
Well, I can't wait till next Sunday. I want to see. I want to see this.
I'll be watching the Oscars. I need to see Angela win her Oscar.
And she should.
That comes on next Sunday. Because Angela should have had an Oscar for Waiting to Exhale.
Tina.
Yeah, for Tina, but Waiting to Exhale hit different though.
Yeah.
Waiting to Exhale hit. I mean, you know I got a personal connection to Bernadine.
I know you lived her life.
I got a personal connection to. Well, you lived Savannah's life.
I did.
Your mama called you up and cussed you out about that man.
I said, listen, Ma, I have friends. I have interests that you don't even think about because the only thing that concerns you, Ma. Oh, never mind. Don't, because you know me, you will go into a whole,
I go to
whole nother episode.
Because, honey, she was sitting there.
Bernadine, how would you feel if we didn't go to tonight's banquet?
Crushed.
You hear us? Oh, the emergency broadcast says something.
You turn that motherfucking chair around.
I remember you called me right after that.
She walked up in that motherfucking room. She said, "Can I talk to my husband, please?"
She said, "You can have it. It's $1."
I've been to the bank, John. Thank you for thinking about your children. What you gonna put? You here to put me out? You gonna put me out? All right, I'll let
you. Because we're going to a whole. We did this 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. We was going through the whole skit of our scenes for word. Don't do this because we'll do it. Everybody, we thank you for listening to the SWV Xscape Queens of R&B allegedly review. Because I don't consider them queens of R&B, but I'll just say sisters in R&B, women of R&B,
sisters or women of R&B. Because this queen of R&B, queens of R&B.
I get somebody else, but
anyway, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all afternoon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for everybody to check us out, and we'll be back for the review probably next week or next Monday, something like that. Bye.